high 161 yards, 3 touchdowns. And
isn't that a career high, if I'm not mistaken?
Career high. And the Jets, they racked up 252 rushing yards, which prevented them from almost losing their third game. Because I remember last week we were like, Mark Sanchez needs to sit down. We need to bench Sanchez and put Tebow in the game.
No. We never had to bench Sanchez or put Tebow in the game.
Not us per se.
Okay. I was about to say.
I'm not saying you or
I.
I'm just saying people were saying, it's been 3.5 years already. We need to, get something going or get somebody out and put somebody in. But the Jets, they really look like the team that we had hoped for them to be this past season. I know Rex Ryan was happy.
Yeah, he must have been, because frankly, this is one of the games, I think maybe one of the best games that the Jets have had since the season started. And Definitely. I'll say this, even the way they started the season, scoring 40-plus points, nobody believes in that. And even for them to beat the Indianapolis Colts 35-9, I don't believe in that score either. Mm-hmm. I believe in the way that they played, but I don't believe in the score. So I don't know if you guys I know Anna, you do, but I hope you guys recognize the difference. Right. That I don't expect Mark Sanchez to. Hopefully he's not only throwing for 82 yards.
And he had no interceptions.
No interceptions, but only 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a good thing. But if you consider the fact that it was Mark Sanchez and Tim Tebow, they didn't combine.
You expect 100 plus something yards, right?
They didn't pass for 100 yards, which is okay because the ground game actually really worked. And the ground and pound that we've been talking about this entire time finally actually came to fruition with Sean Green rushing the ball for 32 times for 161 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was huge.
It was crazy because before this, he had averaged less than 3 yards per carry in his first 5 games.
Yeah, awful.
So, it was kind of sad. And the Jets, we definitely saw that their run defense was good. They really had no struggles on third down. No struggles.
Third down conversion.
Huh? Struggles on third down.
I when you said that, I said, let me take a look at the third down conversions. 6 of 12. 50% on third down. That's awesome.
So Mike's defense, all right, holding Andrew Luck to, he had 3 of 11 passes, which is 27% passes. And third down.
And I don't even really feel bad for him, though, because he's still a rookie. I mean, frankly, I think people expect him to do the most, only because especially he's replacing a Hall of Famer like Peyton Manning. But there's only so much he can do. And I think at this point, what we realize, he wasn't able to score a touchdown. And finally, that Jets defense, which was the defense that sort of helped Mark Sanchez through those first 2 AFC championship games. Let's keep it real. They never really asked Mark Sanchez to do too much just to manage the game. Finally, he was managing the game, and that defense has actually stepped up. So I'm
impressed.
Happy. Right.
Are you impressed or you expect this?
I'm not impressed.
This is what they should be doing.
This is what they should be doing the entire time. And for people who think that Mark Sanchez should be throwing 200, 300, 400 yards a game, I don't see that from him. And even in his first 2 years, we actually made it to the AFC Championship games. He wasn't doing that anyway. It was really the defense that helped carry him. So now the issue is whether or not the defense can step up like they did yesterday, which they did against a, albeit terrible, Indianapolis Colts defense. And put up some points.
And Dustin Keller was actually saying it kind of felt like 2009 and 2010.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It looked like they didn't ask Mark Sanchez to do too much. For that reason, he only threw 18 total passes, completed 11 of them, and for at least 82 yards.
It's not like what the past 2 weeks where we've seen it was like 6 out of 31 or something crazy like that.
Exactly. We're not expecting Mark Sanchez to carry the team. You can't expect that from him. And
I'll carry the team for you, Mark Sanchez.
Maybe at some point, maybe a little bit later in the season, or maybe a little bit later in his career, maybe. But at this point, I don't expect that to happen.
So the Jets are now 3-3, and we face a exciting next week.
Interesting.
Which might possibly leave us in first place in the AFC East. Possibly.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Anything's possible. At this point, frankly, anything's possible. And even if you look at this AFC, I mean, the AFC actually looks terrible. Even the AFC East, every single team in the AFC East is 3-3. We have New England, we have the Jets, we have the Buffalo Bills, and we have the Miami Dolphins. Everybody is 3-3. And of course, with the conference records, things are a little bit different. But the Jets have to face the New England Patriots next weekend, and the New England Patriots didn't look good this past weekend. So I'm expecting them.
Maybe Tom Brady's on strike. Maybe he's just I
don't know what he's up to. For the fact that the Seahawks were able to come back, and
do you want to talk about that?
Wilson was able to actually beat them down the stretch.
And Sidney Rice.
Only to win 24-23. I mean, for me, that was just, it was like icing on the cake. And I don't hate Tom Brady. I don't want to say that because there was actually a point in time when I really liked him.
And supposedly the Patriots are supposed to be the number one ranked offense, and Seattle is supposed to be the number one defense, which turned into like a staring contest.
which the Seahawks won. I mean, and it really did come down to the wire. And I think the New England Patriots, sometimes and it's not just this team in particular, it happens to everyone. Sometimes you overlook your opponent. And sometimes you assume that just because you're up in the third quarter or up in the fourth, that you're actually going to win the game. But you never can dismiss someone else's resolve.
And like you say, overlooking it, Brady had a chance to actually make up for all those missed opportunities that the Patriots had. And he actually got sacked by Jason Jones. And that was the first sack of the day, and that was an important sack too. I don't know why I'm smiling, but
yeah, I don't. You sound really happy about this. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it though. So I'm actually happy too. I don't know. But of course, Tom Brady's still doing the same thing he's done for the past couple of years, hitting Wes Welker, hitting Aaron Hernandez,
and who's actually back, right?
Hitting Gostkowski. Yeah. He's doing what we expected him to do. But down the stretch in that fourth quarter, for Sidney Rice to actually, Russell Wilson to actually get a 46-yard pass from Russell Wilson, a rookie, to actually end up beating the the New England Patriots was I think shocking to everyone, probably to Tom Brady as well. And again, that's when I say you never overlook your opponent. It looked like walking into this game that there's no reason why the New England Patriots wouldn't beat the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seattle Seahawks thought to themselves, there's no reason why we should lose to these guys. And even down the stretch, they had more resolve. And they actually thought they felt it more, I think. Because it seemed like New England really just sort of fell back a little bit. Like, oh, we got this.
And that's why I definitely agree with you. Scores don't really mean anything. Because this was a close game. Yeah. If you really look at the
24-23,
this was how much closer can you get?
Yeah.
So people are looking at this like, oh, they probably played similar on offense and defense. They probably played good, but no.
And well, I'll say this too. That's also the difference between a couple of field goals and one touchdown. Now, if I know we're talking about this New England game, but I think we should actually switch over to this Giants game. Because really, for me, that made a lot less sense to me.
A lot less sense.
Even though the Giants won and everyone's really excited for the Giants winning 26-3.
And they're saying this is a rematch of the NFC Championship game last year.
Yes.
Because you remember Tom
Which
Coughlin
came down to the rain and the beating that Eli Manning took when I may not have shed some tears. Yes.
I did.
Oh, can we give the number again? 212-650-6903. Again, that's 212-650-6903. If you guys want to talk some sports, give us a call. Let us know. But
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
I mean, the way that the 49ers have... Thank you. I appreciate you. The way that the 49ers have looked all season, even last season. If you guys... I don't know if you follow us on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter. It's CHI27. The number is 27. And I've said this before the season started, that I was really actually excited for this 49ers team.
Because they looked amazing.
They looked great. And look how many Giants they pulled up. They pulled in Randy Moss. They pulled in Mario Manningham. They grabbed Brandon Jacobs. And it seemed to work at first, not with the Brandon Jacobs because he hasn't really been playing. But I think the Giants really looked at this team and realized, even though the 49ers are not a team that allows a lot of rushing yards, that they still had to at least try to run the ball. And I think there's a difference. There's a difference between running the ball and then trying to run the ball. I think the Giants tried to run the ball, and then they were, in fact, successful.
And then they were, in fact, running the ball.
Yeah, then they were running the ball. And then they ended up beating this stupid 49ers team.
Oh, my gosh,
I'm still scared of the 49ers team. Let me not say it like that.
They're about to come for you.
26-3.
Vernon Davis is coming for you, and I'm moving out the way.
He's following on Twitter. Shout out to Vernon Davis. But, yeah, this was it wasn't a difficult game. I don't want to call it that. Every time I turned around, I felt like the 49ers were in the game. But then the Giants' defense wasn't going to let it happen.
They was like, nope. Because the pass rush had 6 sacks.
6 sacks.
The Giants picked off of Alex Smith 3 times. Not once. Not twice. But 3.
One to Prince Amukamara. Amukamara. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mispronounce your name. Prince Amukamara. And then 2 times to Antrell Rowe. I mean, and those were just the 3 that we were actually able to hold on to.
And Ahmad Bradshaw had 160 yards. He became the second running back to top 100 rushing yards against San Francisco in the last 44 games.
That was big. For them to, I mean, and that's the thing that I think San Francisco's really focused themselves on. The fact that there are no teams that can score on them at home, or at least rush in a touchdown. But I think the Giants were able to do a great job. And Ahmad Bradshaw, as injured as he's been over the past couple of years, I think he's done such a great job. He's still a very, very tough, hard runner. We still expect the most from him. Like you said, 27 carries, 116 yards. No one's had over 100 yards on that San Francisco 49ers team since like 2009 or some crazy stuff. Even David Wilson, who was, he fumbled early in the season. Coach Coughlin benched him. Came in and rushed for 7 carries and 35 yards. I was just really excited for the fact that the Giants were not willing to give up on the run.
And that's what we need to see more every week.
Every week.
Not week because this is week 6. We're trying to reclaim our throne. No, from the beginning to the end.
And I think the defense actually did for me, frankly, it was really the defense because this is like the defense that we saw, a couple of years ago. This not even last year. This is more for me like the defense that we saw a couple of years ago, where we're not, even though the secondary, I'm sorry, but the secondary has always been very suspect. But that front line, those front 4 have always been just sort of so major to us. And for them to play the way they played and to limit San Francisco the way they did, and
makes you happy.
Even if you look at the way that San Francisco really scores their points and wins their games, I mean, both teams now are 4-2. So it's not like we beat like a bum team.
But guess what? We're first place in the NFC.
Of course. We must be. But even if you look at what we did to stop even though they weren't able to stop our run, which is what they are known for, we were actually able to stop them, which is what they're known for. Frank Gore, 8 carries, 36 yards. And that's what will end it. Because nothing else happened after that. And we even had Colin Kaepernick coming in for Alex Smith at some points, and it seemed really weird. And I don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be, and I don't know how long they're going to let this go on. But something's going to change on that offense.
And what's his name?
Randy Moss made a couple of appearances.
Hi, Randy. What's up?
2 catches, 75 yards. Mario Manningham, who was a former Giant.
Yep.
5 catches, 72 yards. He did his thing. People do that. He tried.
And what's his name? Alex Smith. He had threw 3 interceptions for the first time since 2009.
Yeah, he hasn't had that many. Yeah, exactly. It's like a triple interception game for like a long time. So and what I'd say with this is that even though we put up 26 points, it should have been closer to 40. because there were a lot of points I feel like the Giants left on the board. I felt like we had a lot of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Four field goals. The first one was 10 yards. Oh no, that's not right. The first one was 34 yards, then 30 yards, then 22 yards, and 32 yards. Even Eli Manning in the post-game press conference said, even though we played well, even though we won the game, there's no reason why we should leave that many points on the board. And that's an issue that the Giants have had for quite some time. And while I'm excited about this win, this is another one of those things where it seems okay now because we beat the San Francisco 49ers like we did last season. We all excited. But there should be no reason why we shouldn't have scored 35 plus points on this team.
I definitely agree
4
with you.
field goals? 4 of them?
Like you're saying, if Manning had put the Giants in the end zone more, the beating would have been worse on the 49ers.
And I would have loved that because it would have really made more sense, which is fine that we didn't do it because we still won the game and they couldn't even score. But think about it. There's no reason why they should leave that many points on the floor, on the board. Call it what you want. But there are so many points that were available for that New York Giants team that I don't want this to be a recurring theme, which it actually has been considering the past year or 2 or 3 is that the Giants really end up settling for a lot more field goals than they should. And I don't like that. I'm sure Eli doesn't like that. Even though they won the game and they seem to win the game handily. And even like I said a couple of weeks ago, which I've been saying for a while now, is that this San Francisco 49ers team worries me. The way that the Giants dismantled them was awesome. But at the same time, you also can't go out there and expect the team to not score a touchdown at all. But when you have the opportunity, you have to put 7 points on the board, or at least 6. But to go for 3 every time,
Not acceptable.
That's unacceptable. And that's how you end up losing. That's how you end up losing those really close games. So that's one thing I'll say about this team, or at least this last game, that I didn't like. We did, like you said, get 6 sacks. Jason Pierre-Paul had 2. We had a lot of fun in this game. And I think San Francisco may have come out thinking that this was a rematch. And I think we really came out thinking this was a game we should win, period. And I think that was the difference between the Giants and the 49ers, for the Giants winning 26 and the 49ers losing and only scoring 3 points. All right, so what else is going on in football before we take a break? Did we finish the Jets? Or did we even do the Jets?
We did the Jets. We started with the Jets. Where are you?
No, we started with the Jets. Did
we finish the Jets?
Did we do it as in depth as we did the Giants? I don't think so.
We did. You don't
Tim
think we
Tebow
did?
Throwing that awesome jump pass.
We didn't talk about
on 4th down.
Yes, we didn't talk about Tim Tebow being the punt protector.
Yeah, and throwing that jump pass on 4th down that actually converted into a 1st down. I mean, frankly, I don't see why the Jets don't use Tim Tebow the way they used him. Wait a minute. Does anyone remember this? Okay, because I've been watching Tim Tebow, not as much since high school. I saw him a little bit in high school, but I followed him all through Florida. And he was right behind Chris Leak. Please, come on, you guys know that, right? He was behind Chris Leak. And all they really used him for at first was the goal line stance. And they put him in when they were like 1st and goal or 3rd and goal, whatever. Either he was rushing the ball or he was throwing that Tebow, that patented Tebow jump pass. Yeah, that was a little hard to say. That Tebow jump pass that everyone was, infatuated with. And I'm surprised that it took the Jets this long to actually implement that. Am I the only one? That's what he was great at. That's what he's good at. That's what he knows how to do. Let him do that all the time.
It was the 3rd time the Jets had executed a punt fake with Tebow this season. So
yeah, but even the first couple of times, I mean, they had him run the ball. I think this may have been the first time we actually threw the ball. Mm-hmm. So, which is, I mean, seriously, he knows how to do it. He's done it before, and I think with Tebow too. And even though I like Tebow or whatever, I feel like if they told him they needed him to be a cheerleader for the game, he'd be like, "Oh, I'm totally gonna do it." Like, he just
he's he's well rounded.
Yeah, he'll just be like, "Okay, yeah, you need me to do something for the team, I'll do it. Oh, we need you to put on a cheerleading uniform and make mac and cheese," and he'd be like, "Okay, I'm down." I'm like, no. I don't know how he can assert himself in this offensive lineup, but even for him to be a part of sort of that fake was awesome. And for him to throw that patented jump pass that he did when he was in college, when he was behind Chris Leak, is the same. So I just hope they use more of him in sort of that, line of work. I mean, come on. The Jets are 3-3, so is everyone else in the AFC East. 3-3, 3-3, 3-3, 3-3, 3-3. Can we make something happen here? Or is that a no?
Make magic.
Make some magic, boy. Just do something. Something has to happen. And even talking about this Jets team, we're talking about this Jets team with a quarterback who's in his 4th year in Mark Sanchez, and then we're also talking about him versus a quarterback who's in his 1st year, replacing a Hall of Famer in Peyton Manning, and we're talking about Andrew Luck. And Andrew Luck looked silly. 22 of 44, 280 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
No luck.
No luck. So that's definitely not what you want to see. But again, shout out to Sean Green, because the Jets have been calling themselves a ground and pound team for how long? 32 carries, 161 yards, 3 touchdowns. Finally, some ground and some pound, but again, that's against a terrible Indianapolis Colts defense. So we'll see what he can do, or we'll see what the whole team can do up against
amazing things. I have faith in them.
Next week against the Patriots, you have faith in them?
Maybe the Patriots hurry up offense will make them rush, or make them do something.
I don't know what they're gonna do. And even Rex Ryan, who hasn't been the same Rex Ryan we've seen over the past couple of years.
Our defense will be tested next week, all right?
Definitely.
And so, Mark Sanchez, are you listening to me? Get ready. Because the Patriots are going to bring it. I don't know after this week if they're going to bring it, but...
But even that Patriots defense hasn't
done
been
amazing
the same.
things.
Right. Mm-hmm. Over the past couple of seasons, I mean, they've really been on the decline. Or decline? Decline.
Either way, you're good.
I'm going to say decline.
Mm-hmm.
They've really been on the decline. But I don't assume that they're bad. I just don't assume they're as good as they used to be. Because they aren't. And really, they do rely mostly on their offense. And even if you look at this past weekend's game against the Seahawks, for them to lose down the stretch in the final moments, for the Seahawks to score the final 14 points of the game, I mean, that was really ridiculous. So I actually feel like even though the Patriots, I feel like they have this aura about them. Or
they can't be trusted?
No, not that they can't be trusted, but that people expect so much from them. People
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
People expect so much from the Patriots. And they don't really expect too much from the Seahawks. And I think that's the reason why the Patriots were shocked by the Seahawks. And I think probably after this past weekend's game where they only lost 24-23, they might look at the Jets like a team they also shouldn't overlook. Mm-hmm. But they might overlook as well. So I don't want to, I don't know what's going to happen this weekend when the New England Patriots face the New York Jets. But I know that everyone knows that it's not going to be as easy as they expected. Hopefully the Jets actually put up a good showing. And hopefully it's not that I want the Patriots to win. I just don't think they should lose that easily. I think they really let one slip by. For them to actually now be 3-3 after losing to the Seattle Seahawks, I mean, that's just
not fair.
Not even not fair. That's stupid. If I was a Patriots fan, I'd be upset. This is a game they should have won, and for them to lose down the stretch like that, for them to be outscored 14-3 in the fourth quarter, with Tom Brady as your quarterback, throwing 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions?
A star Super Bowl quarterback.
Sorry, guy. I can't rock with you on that one.
Uh-oh.
And shout out to Russell Wilson, though, by the way.
Doing
because
big things.
Nobody expects anything from this Seattle Seahawks team. And I'll be very honest with you. Shout out to WHC on 90.3 FM. I love it when I see a young black quarterback doing his thing. I will never get on.
2 touchdowns at that. Not
3.
1. Oh, yeah, 3.
3 touchdowns.
Oops, sorry, Russell.
300 yards, almost 300 yards. But, yeah. Shout out to Russell Wilson. Apparently, he became the first rookie since the NFL merger to throw 2 game-winning TD passes in the last 2 minutes of a game in one season. Wow. He also became just the 5th quarterback to do it in the last 4 seasons. Here's the list. Russell Wilson this year. Matthew Stafford last year with the Lions. Drew Brees in 2010 with the Saints. Kyle Orton with the Broncos in 2009.
What happened to Kyle Orton?
And then Carson Palmer with the Bengals. So I'll be very honest with you. I love a young, not out of racism, but out of pride. I love a young black man doing his thing. And for the fact that the Seahawks came back and were able to actually win that game and outscore the Patriots in the fourth quarter, to actually win the game by 1 point, a team that clearly overlooked you. Yo, Russell, checking for you, boo.
Oh.
Not boo, but like homie or cousin. I don't know. What do people say these days? I don't know. It's time to take a break. It's about halftime on Sports at the Half, and we're already through, I think, half of the games that may have happened this weekend.
Not even.
We haven't even gotten into baseball or Derek Jeter or the Yankees.
Wait, I can't hold my breath that long.
I almost fell out, Annie. I was about to tell you had to take the boards. All right, so let's take a mini break, and we'll be right back, and we'll let you guys know exactly what else is going on in the world of sports, and we'll have some fun. Thanks for listening to WHCR 90.3 FM, the official voice of Harlem. This is Sports at the Half. Every Monday at 5 p.m. We do this. Ladies, by the way. We're ladies.
I hope.
I know my voice. Hey, excuse what?
I'm talking about both.
I know my voice is a little deep, but it's not that bad. No, we'll just let me just play these promos. We'll be right back.
Oh
y'all.
my gosh.
Hold on.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York. WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
Each year, 650,000 individuals are released from jails and prisons across America. There's a 67% chance that they'll be incarcerated again within 3 years. While this is a big problem, there's an even bigger solution: education. Education is the most effective response to crime, and College Initiative works to make college a realistic goal for formerly incarcerated New Yorkers. College Initiative works to help formerly incarcerated individuals to become stabilizing forces in their communities and advocates towards working for a safer New York. For more information, visit www.collegeinitiative.org.
If you or someone you know is receiving federal benefits from Social Security, Veterans Affairs, Railroad Retirement Board, Office of Personnel Management, or the Department of Labor, this message is for you. The Treasury Department is phasing out paper check payments and requiring federal benefit recipients to get their money electronically. You can choose to get your payments by direct deposit to a bank, credit union, or to a Direct Express debit MasterCard account. The deadline to switch is March 1st, 2013. If you do not choose a bank or credit union for your direct deposit, your funds will automatically go onto a Direct Express debit MasterCard. If you are already receiving your federal benefit payments by direct deposit, this change will not affect you. For more information, contact your local Social Security Administration office or call 1-800-333-1795. That's 1-800-333-1795.
See the things that happen? Oh no, you guys don't. You guys don't know what was happening.
Roll out. Okay, I'm done. I always have to have my little rap cameos every week.
That's fine by me.
I'm a rapper in my head.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of rap? Like a Jay-Z rap or like a like a Lil Kim rap?
Like a Ron Artest rap.
Oh, well, that's no good. I'm just kidding. Ron Artest, you're the best. I was just.
Or like a Deion Sanders.
Wait, no. What was that song that he had?
Oh, must be the money.
Yes. Oh, that song was awful. Oh, Deion. Okay, am I?
Sorry.
Can I say this?
What can you say?
Am I the only person who doesn't really like him on TV? He's too.
I think you and his wife might agree about that.
He's too damn excitable for me.
Excitable.
Yeah. He'd be like, oh, I'm like, you gotta chill out. Why are you so excited about the things that you're doing? Anyway. Oh, that's a personal opinion. Let's go back to football because football is king right now. Even though there also is some MLB, so we'll get into that too, especially since the Yankees are still allegedly in it. But they have some things to do. So we were talking about the Ravens and how they played this weekend.
How about them Cowboy and Eagle losses, though, Chi-Chi? Like
that's you did ask me that.
So Ravens 31, Cowboys 29. Dallas dominated everything.
Yeah, and that was another situation
which is like, what's going on?
They
31-29.
They fall apart in the end.
And Baltimore, though,
surprise.
Ravens are now 5-1 thanks to Jacoby Jones. His lengthy run into the NFL record book. He tied the NFL mark with a 108-yard kickoff return.
Yeah.
And the Ravens won when Dallas kicker Dan Bailey missed a 51-yard field goal with 6 seconds left. And Des Bryant, can you please do me a favor? Do us all a favor, Des Bryant. Like Carrie Williams calling you out. Carrie Williams, who's the Ravens cornerback, is saying, stop complaining. He just like, Des Bryant, stop being a baby.
It's not even just Des Bryant. I didn't even because I didn't watch this game. I'll be very honest with you. I only caught the end, like towards the end of the game. And I saw it towards, when they had a little bit of time left on the clock, there was no sense of urgency on that line. And for no one to be moving fast. I mean, I know, okay, listen, I'll say this. I'm a huge Giants fan, and I know one of the top 2-3 quarterbacks in the league that are great at that 2-minute drill one of them is Eli Manning, because he can pull the team together. He's doing all of this. He's yelling Omaha. He's throwing up signs, doing the most. I know that Eli knows what he's doing when we get down there. When I saw Dallas, the final few seconds of the game, there was no sense of urgency. There were complaints. I'm sorry. This isn't the third quarter with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. You only have a bit of time. You don't have time to run up to the referee. Frankly, you shouldn't even be worried about the referee. Don't even worry about the call. You should be running up to your quarterback and figure out what the next call is. The fact that this is the way that the Dallas Cowboys act only solidifies the reason why I can't stand the Cowboys.
Des Bryant said, not saying I couldn't catch it because I feel like I can make difficult catches.
No, you can't.
But I feel like he put his arm around me.
So what?
I haven't seen the play yet, but it wasn't called.
And what?
They called the play.
So what? So what though, Des?
And Dallas actually recovered the onside kick, but Bailey was wide left. Hello.
Exactly. They recovered the onside kick, but then also at the same time, look how they managed the clock. And there's no reason why, when you have at least one timeout left, that you can't at least, I mean, this should be in your mind. I mean, Tony Romo should be rallying the troops and telling everyone, come in. Let me tell you what the next play is. You guys know we're probably going to do something outside towards the sidelines. You were not running the ball. Not with that much time left on the clock. I mean, I just don't understand how something like that could happen. And this is just another reason, frankly, why I don't like the Cowboys. Not only because I'm a Giants fan, because the Giants are better. But then look what you Cowboys fans, look what you Cowboys do.
Be a man, Des Bryant, like Carrie Williams says. He needs to step up and be a man. You can't be a baby about things. You got to be a man. It's one-on-one. Mano and mano. Mano and mano.
He already can't even be his own man because they had to actually clock him and give him a curfew and security. I didn't forget about that. They had to give him security. They had to give him bodyguards. They had to give him everything for him to actually act right. I mean, it's ridiculous all around. And for him to actually get up, and when you don't have time left on the clock, for you to actually go to the referee before you go to your quarterback, knowing how much time is left on the clock. I don't know if that's your own fault, Des Bryant.
Immediately after the conversion attempt, he was like, Carrie Williams interfered with me, man.
He had his arms in the air.
There's no call, man.
He had his arms in the air, which I understand if
wave your hands in the air.
Right.
Like
you
just
don't care. Fine.
I'm Des Bryant,
but no. And that's where the song ends, because I'm sorry, nobody is really checking for you. Still, I'll be very honest. No, frankly, your own team doesn't even trust you because they put restrictions on you. So I need you, and I don't even want to put all the blame on Des Bryant, because it's not only Des Bryant that wasn't rushing and running and going quickly to the line. It was the rest of the team. It seemed like nobody knew that they only had like 40 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
You guys got to make some sort of effort. Tony Romo has to be bringing you guys in. Your head coach has to let you know that you don't have that kind of time. For you to be ambling.
Where were they?
For you to be
the club
ambling
Saturday night?
Towards the line and then calling a timeout with only a few seconds left after you let the clock drop. I mean, that was really just a ridiculous behavior, frankly. Be very honest with you. That was unreal. That was unreal.
Well, I think we spent too much time on the Cowboys. Let's move on to the Lions.
Oh no, that was more than that was enough time on the Cowboys, because the Cowboys suck.
Lions 26, Eagles 23 in overtime, with the Eagles lost. Matt Stafford was desperate to win this victory. Jason Hansen, he was the one who actually kicked a 45-yard field goal in overtime, and the Lions overcame a 10-point fourth quarter deficit to beat our Eagles.
Who's our Eagles?
Okay, the Eagles.
Oh, because I didn't know maybe you had our Eagles. I was gonna say you had to leave. I didn't know. I mean, this is another example of a team shutting down, breaking down, and not doing what they're supposed to down the stretch. I mean, for the Eagles to actually get outscored,
are now 3-3, as you said, 3-3.
The Eagles got outscored 17-10 in that fourth quarter, and for it to come down to that sort of, it shouldn't have been there. And people are talking about the fact that, oh, if the Eagles don't make it to the playoffs, then Mike Vick's job is in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I know Andy Reid's son just died. I mean, I know this is really a tough time for him, but this is not all Mike Vick's fault. There's no reason why this team should be performing like this as well. The same way Tony Romo's job should be in jeopardy, which I never hear. I always hear that Tony Romo's not playing well, but I never hear that his job is on the line. Every time I turn around, Mike Vick is about to get fired. Andy Reid doesn't face anything.
And I wonder if Andy Reid's been there forever.
He's like the longest tenured coach in the league.
I wonder if Andy Reid would also be let go if they don't make the playoffs this season. But like they're saying, it sounds like the Eagles are confident in their rookie quarterback, Nick Foles, to take over the reins next season.
Okay, allegedly, maybe, fine.
Whatever.
I mean, listen, I'm down with whatever. All I know is Mike Vick, frankly, the knock that I'll put on him is that there's no reason why he should be turning over the ball as much as he does. For Mike Vick to turn over the ball this much this season is unreal. It's unbelievable. It's unfortunate. It should be illegal. It's not illegal? How many? Let me pull up Mike Vick's stat because I just want to know exactly how many fumbles and interceptions that he has. I mean, this is really unacceptable behaver for a quarterback
this season. Yeah, maybe we should pull that up.
And what I'll say with this too is that I actually like Mike Vick. I like Mike Vick.
The Eagles are 3-3 and they head into their bye week with 2 straight losses.
Good. Good, because in a little bit they'll be facing us again. So good. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
But in the meantime, while you pull up Mike Vick's losses,
here we go. Several interceptions, fumbles.
How many?
I mean, too many to name. There's no way you can win a game like that. And I'll say this about Mike Vick. Everyone always says, oh, well, you know, Mike Vick has these turnovers, but you got to let him be Mike Vick. Okay, well, let him be Mike Vick, but then work the offense around that. There's no reason why he should be still trying to throw on. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's Andy Reid. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is about this team.
The combination?
Frankly, I don't even care because I'm a Giants fan. So, frankly, any other team in the NFC East, like the Philadelphia Eagles and like the Dallas Cowboys, when they go down, I get happy.
Hey.
So, I don't care. But I do actually like Michael Vick, and I just don't understand why he can't seem to get it together. Michael.
Come on, dog.
Because see, now you called him a dog. See? Now you bringing up the dog fighting?
Come on, homie.
Now you bringing up the dog fighting?
No pun intended.
I mean, he just I don't know what he can do. I don't know what he can do. He just has to get it together.
Okay, well, the Falcons 23, Raiders 20. Falcons are 6-0. Dolphins 17, Rams 14.
Oh, shout out to that. Wait, I'm sorry. That Falcons team. That's an interesting thing.
Best start in franchise history.
Yeah, and are they the last unbeaten team left in the league, or am I mistaken?
I'm not sure. Is there another? Wasn't there like 2 teams that were 6-0, or 2 or 3 teams, if I'm not mistaken?
Let me take a look and see. Continue. Oh wait. Oh, hold on. 6-0. No, it's just the Falcons.
Ooh.
Just the Falcons that are unbeaten. Baltimore is 5-1 now. So is Houston. But I think it's just Atlanta that's 6-0. And the weird thing about Atlanta being 6-0 in the NFC
is that something you don't expect?
Not only that I don't expect it to continue too much. I'd have to take a look at the rest of their schedule. But I also don't think that even though they're undefeated, I don't think they're the best team in the NFC. They have Philly coming up. They have Dallas coming up. Then they have New Orleans and then Arizona and Tampa Bay. Then New Orleans again and then Carolina and then the Giants and then Detroit and then Tampa Bay. Ooh, they almost have a schedule as difficult
as us, the Giants.
As the Giants. Oh, yeah, no, that's not going to last long.
No.
That's not going to last long.
We shall see. We shall live to tell stories.
So what else is with the rundown, Annie?
We have the Dolphins 17, Rams 14, Bucks 38 to Chiefs 10. Browns 34, Bengals 24.
Okay, I'm sorry. With this one, the Bengals should be disappointed that they actually let a winless team, because there were a couple of teams that whatever. But the Browns were the final winless team in the NFL.
They had not won since November 20th, matching a franchise record of 4 consecutive losses. But for the first time in this season,
yeah, they finally got a win.
1-5.
And not only are they 1-5, but these are the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. This is an Ohio matchup. This is like a real rivalry.
It's the first win in 9 tries against an AFC North opponent for the second year. Browns coach Pat Shurmur.
I'd be upset if I was a Bengals fan. To be 3-3 after losing to them? Woo. Mm-hmm. All right, what's next, Danny?
We have 2 more things. We have Black Jesus, Redskins 38, Vikings 26.
Oh, Black Jeeba. Oh, shout out to
RG3?
Shout out to Robert Griffin III, who actually, got knocked out of the game last week, was cleared to play with a concussion, was cleared to play early last week, played this weekend, and just really put up one of the best performances I've seen in a quarterback in a long time. He rushed for 138 yards. He had like a 72 or 76 yard touchdown. He also threw for a touchdown. I mean, he just really, and my thing is too, especially the work leading up to it, is that everyone was thinking, oh no, RG3 is not going to play, he shouldn't play, maybe he shouldn't play. The style of play that he has is sort of similar to a Mike Vick, where he runs the ball a lot and takes a lot of hits. And even though he did take a couple, not too many, but a few, he did a great job against the Vikings yesterday. So shout out to him being coming back quickly after a concussion and putting up great numbers and putting on a great show. I'm a Giants fan. I don't rock with the Redskins, but I do like RG3. And
he's doing amazing things for that team. And last but not least, Bills 19, Cardinals 16 in overtime. Hey.
Oh, that was when what's his name missed that field goal. Oh, how long was the field? It was like 61 yards or something. Or is this a different game?
Jay Feely,
No, I don't recall. Frankly, I don't remember anymore. All right, so let's switch over since we're doing this. Oh, there's one game that's left for tonight. We have the Denver Broncos, the 2-3 Denver Broncos versus the 3-2 San Diego Chargers that are playing tonight. And we'll see how that works out. But let's switch over a little bit while we have like a minute or two. Oh, before we actually do this, the Baltimore Ravens, actually lost 2 of their defensive starters. Ray Lewis is actually out for this season. Yeah.
I know.
He actually, you saw him on the sidelines. If you guys were watching yesterday, they were looking at his sort of forearm. It turns out he actually had a full tear of his triceps muscle. And Ladarius Webb had actually a torn ACL in his left knee. And I saw someone tweeting, shout out to Rita. She was actually, I saw something really quickly where she said, she would rather have taken an L than to lose some of the players that the Ravens lost yesterday. Even Haloti Ngata, the team's best player one of the team's best players on the defensive line, suffered a torn MCL in the victory. But they're saying that he actually should be okay. It says here torn MCL, but what I heard was a sprained one. So now I'm really actually not sure. But they're facing a lot. They're facing a lot. Okay, so over to baseball.
The Junkies.
Oh, the Junkies.
Ooh.
Yeah, we don't talk too much baseball on here these days. But let's talk about these Yankees.
Our favorite shortstop, Derek Jeter, is gone for the rest of the season. But I saw an interesting fact. When was the last time neither Mariano Rivera nor Derek Jeter was on the Yankees postseason roster?
1996?
1981, Game 6 of the World Series.
81?
1981.
No,
I'm talking about Mariano Rivera or Derek Jeter.
He hasn't been in the league for 30 years.
Game 6 of the 1981 World Series.
No
the last
way.
time that neither Mariano Rivera or Derek Jeter.
1981?
I wasn't born yet. I'm that. Wait.
Me neither. That's why I really feel old. No. That no.
So
because Mariano's not even that old. Mariano's not. No.
you don't want to believe it?
No. Let me see that paper that you got. But no, Annie, if you can't explain to the people what happened to Derek Jeter.
Well, Derek Jeter is suffering. He broke his ankle. He went down, man.
He's already been battling that ankle injury,
and
because
he sat out.
He hit himself.
He previously sat out, and he went down, and it was a sad thing. Like my eyes flashed. My eyes. The future for the Yankees flashed before my eyes. And also, who was out? A-Rod was out. What game was it, if I'm not mistaken?
They pulled him out of the game because they thought he was the one who was really at fault. Come to find out, it's everyone else who's in the lineup. We've been talking about this all season. I mean, we haven't really necessarily been saying too much about it on the show, but the Yankees really haven't been able to hit. It's not just A-Rod, even though they like to pull him out. Their bats are big for home runs, but then you find guys who are swinging for like 3-run home runs and whatever, for, just strictly on the field, and there's no one on base. I mean, really, this Yankees team, I think they really, all season we've talked about this. They're good for the power of baseball. The big ball, chicks dig the long ball, everything like that we can do. But it's the smaller things that really mean a lot more at this point that the Yankees can't do. And for them to be down 2-0 against, Detroit? And for them to actually be playing in Detroit tomorrow, and for them to lose the first 2 home games in New York, and for them to be booed so hard in New York, and for them to be treated so harshly, I don't see them really. Anything is possible, of course, but I just hope they can come back from this. I'm sorry.
I think A-Rod and Robinson Cano, they need to definitely lead the team in Jeter's absence.
No, I see what you said. When was the last time neither Mariano Rivera nor Derek Jeter was on the Yankees postseason roster? That was in 1981. That's ridiculous. But 158 games and 743 at bats for Derek Jeter's career playoff experience. For him to play that long, and of course everyone knows that if for some reason Derek Jeter is injured, he won't say anything. He probably won't talk too much. But for him to not be able to stand up, to walk off the field, that was huge. And it was heartbreaking to everyone. But the Yankees haven't been playing well anyway, and they're playing even worse now. So I really, even if you talk about that disputed call, whatever, we don't even have time to get into that.
When A-Rod stepped up to the plate, he's saying that he feels like he can't get to the fastball, so he cheats.
Whatever. I'm sure they're all saying that at this point, because no one can score. No one not even can score. No one can hit. No one's hitting. The Yankees haven't scored, and they've scored like 1 run and like how many? I mean, it's actually really offensive the way that they're playing and the way things are going down. I wish them all of the best, of course, as
Somebody
a Yankees fan.
Somebody needs to step up, basically. That's what they're saying.
But
also,
who's gonna step up, because they're keeping the lineup the same? And even though they benched A-Rod, who wasn't even the worst culprit, they have a couple other guys who could actually go down before A-Rod goes down, and they're not even doing that. So, with that said, we have to go. WHCR 90.3 FM, the official voice of Harlem. Thanks for listening to our show.
Bye.
We'll be back next week. Bye.